Welcome to another episode of my summer video series. Which of these do you think is more exciting for young learners? So far in this series, we've looked at the classroom, the board, and classroom dynamics, but what we haven't talked about yet are the materials we use. Most teachers use a course book, which creates a helpful backbone to our syllabus and provides lots of relevant resources that are adapted to the specific level of our learners. However, sometimes I feel that we're missing a trick if we only expose our learners to graded content. So today we're diving into the wonderful world of authentic materials and exploring how they can be used in the Young Learner ELT classroom. I'm thrilled to share this topic with you because I truly believe that exposing young learners to authentic language and cultural resources can greatly enhance their language acquisition and also their cultural awareness, which is really important. So let's get started. First, let's define what we mean by authentic materials. These are real-life resources such as books, magazines, videos, songs, signs and websites that are not written specifically for language learners. By bringing these materials into our classrooms, we expose our young learners to real language and also cultural insights about the world. And they're incredibly motivating too. Authentic materials offer a range of benefits for our primary age learners. Firstly, they get to experience language in its natural form, which helps them develop a more authentic and natural sounding English. Secondly, it provides them with a window into different cultures and perspectives, fostering their cultural awareness and understanding. And finally, it boosts their motivation to learn because they see the relevance of what they're learning in real-life contexts. Authentic materials give students a real reason for learning English. But how can you choose the right authentic materials for your students? If the language is too challenging, this might create the opposite effect to what we want and demotivate our learners. First, choose materials that align with your students' interests, age, and language proficiency level. For example, if your students love animals, look for books or videos about animals that are suitable for their language level or slightly higher. This might mean that the materials were designed for a slightly younger age range. We also need to consider the cultural relevance and authenticity of the materials. It's important to expose our students to a variety of perspectives and cultures, so make sure the materials you choose represent diversity. We might also need to adapt the materials to make them accessible and engaging for young learners. We can do this by simplifying the language, providing or making use of visuals, or incorporating interactive elements. For instance, you can create flashcards to go along with a storybook or a text, or you can add subtitles to a video to aid comprehension. And this also makes it accessible to people with disabilities. We should also try to make use of a variety of text types. Expose your students to stories, dialogues, and informational texts, as well as audio, video, and visual text types such as posters, infographics, leaflets, and flyers. This way, they'll encounter different types of language and other methods of communication. Once you've chosen your authentic materials, what can you do with them? Well, you can read age-appropriate storybooks or picture books aloud to the class. Focus on comprehension, on vocabulary development, chunks, and storytelling skills. You can also encourage your students to retell the story or to create their own version. You could set up a book club and dedicate time in lessons for students to read independently. Many young learner teachers collect picture books. You don't want to see my collection. So why not set up a mini library in the classroom or a reading corner and have students choose a book they want to read or look at. You can also watch and discuss short videos or animations. This not only enhances listening comprehension, but it also provides opportunities for conversation and cultural exploration. Ask open-ended questions and encourage your students to share their thoughts and opinions. There are lots of interesting short videos on websites such as BBC Bite Size or National Geographic Kids. Explore websites or apps that offer interactive games and quizzes, or you could send learners to do a digital scavenger hunt to find out answers to questions. This not only adds an element of fun, but it also allows your students to explore and discover on their own and fosters independent learning. Make sure you choose websites that are suitable for your students' age and level though. Using authentic materials is a fantastic way to motivate learners. It also fosters cultural understanding and interest in language learning. Remember to find and adapt materials that cater to the interests and language needs of your learners. If you want to know more about using authentic materials, why not check out my videos on inquiry-based learning? Thank you for watching, and don't forget to come back next week for the next video in the series Be Your Best Teacher Self.